I am finally out for a walk. Can't remember the last time I was out for a walk, but it's been a week at least. And well, it took a lot to get out here. I think I was starting to get into a slump of depressed thought, which was probably contributed to by the lack of movement and made it even harder to get out. The warm weather, hot, humid weather also was a deterrent. I had had enough of dealing with weather I didn't like on the trail, and so I had a choice, and I chose not to go out there. I was also afraid. So afraid of the foot pain, the knee pain, the shoulder pain, and I was tired. I was just tired. But I know for myself that daily movement is important. It is one of the most important things. And yes, I was doing yoga, so I was getting movement, but I wasn't getting this movement. So what happened? Well, when I first started out, my legs didn't want to move. They just did not want to move. And then I noticed that my feet hurt, and I was worried that I was doing more damage. My knees have not bothered me at all, so that's great. And I found myself fighting with my driven spirit. So I attempted to do a 5-mile walk, and then I decided that I was going to go easy on myself and do 4. And then when I started to feel pain, I said, well, I could do 2 and be okay with 2. But by the time I got to the 1-mile turnaround for 2 total, I felt okay. And also, the kind of person that I am is to do more than expected. So I continued on. And I just turned around at the 2-mile stop. So it will be 4 total, and I feel pretty good. I'm really glad that I got outside today. The weather is nice. Feels good to see the green, feel the air on my skin, smell the smells, see the sun, and move my body. It just feels good. On the trail, I rarely used my podcasts. My brain is fried. Podcast apps or music or anything like that. I only started wearing headphones somewhere in Pennsylvania, I think, or maybe just south of Pennsylvania, when my afternoons were getting really long and I needed the motivation to keep moving. Then when I flipped and I had a hiking partner for the first couple of days, I lost that habit. Plus I lost my phone. And so when I lost that habit, I just never started using it again. Most of my hiking time was done in quiet, just the sounds of nature. And at home, it's different. At home, most of the time I'm listening to some sort of podcast or audiobook when I hike in town or around my neighborhood. Now, if I go out into the woods, that's not always the case, but I always have some sort of brain food going. And today's brain food left me with a little snippet that I want to ponder for today. And that is that the opposite of anxiety is not calmness. It's not peaceful. The opposite of anxiety is creativity, because when you are in the right hemisphere of the brain, you cannot be anxious. And I think that's brilliant. So the opposite of anxiety is creativity. Food for thought.